What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Yeah, I'm back at it again. I have made some revisions to the DIY tractor crane. Had a few people in the last video, which was one of my more popular videos, so I was thankful for that. I didn't figure that would be the case, but it was. So yeah, I had a couple people comment about some things that I might could do to improve on the idea. And so I have tried to make an effort to do that. And then today, I'll leave a link in the description on the first video I did. If you didn't see that, I was doing some tree trimming, dead tree over the barn where I keep the tractor. And so today I've come to my highest structure I have on the homestead here, about 20 feet up at the peak of this old barn. And I'm going to see if I can take the tractor crane and like lift a piece of tin up, say if we were making a roof repair or something on the very highest peak there, and didn't want to try to have to shuffle the tin up there on a ladder and drop it or get cut or whatever. So but anyway, first I'll show you the modifications we made, and then we'll see if we can lift this tin up to that highest peak. So here we go. If you saw that first video, I had initially made this receiver here for this pipe, on that 2-inch pipe, and I had just slid that over one fork. And as a couple people commented, it was definitely a little stressful on that one fork, and as well as it made it off center to the tractor or whatever. So anyway, I ordered this right here. So it's about 85 bucks. I've got a similar one I did a video on a little while back. But that is a forklift lifting hook. So that's about 18 inches long. I think it was rated to lift like 6,500 pounds, and I'd seen it on there. And so I thought I can order one of those and do some modifications and make it where I can easily hook this crane now to both forks. And you see that's the case there. So you can see I've welded on a few extra pieces of metal. This was all here. To then mount what I originally had, which was everything from right here up. I just mounted that on top, welded everything together, and then you see you got set screws that come with that to lock it to the forks. And I've just added a couple of safety chains just in case one of my welds or something might not hold good. It would at least keep it from it would break loose, but it wouldn't go but so far with the safety chains on there. And got another chain back here, and just chaining it to the rack just in case something down here doesn't hold, or if I happen to pull on something inadvertently or whatever. But yeah, and then still got my cable as I saw in the first one to give it like a little guide wire there. And then today I mentioned in the last video I had a couple of extensions, so I got it out to the max today. I got the 10-foot extension in there with this little lifting clamp here. It's made to lift like tin or plywood or anything like that. Lift on it and it squeezes down on it. So I'm going to see if I can lift this up. That's a 20-foot. It's one of my old barns here on the old home place. It's 20 foot to that peak up there to the ground. So I'm going to see if I can lift this up, and if it'll reach that 20-foot mark. Let's just say if you were up there making some repairs on the roof, and as I say, you don't want to try to get that tin up the ladder or whatever. Had a man on the roof and could lift it right up to him. Of course, you wouldn't want to do this if it's very windy or whatever, and probably wouldn't hurt if I had a second clamp, just so I could, with a chain or a strap, you could put one sort of on each side to help stabilize it and help make sure it holds on. But yeah, that thing goes out a ways like it is right there. But let's give that a try and see if we can get up to that peak right there. Alright folks, so there you have it. I got it unhooked from the tractor now. And you can see it worked okay for lifting that tin up there, but you definitely want to make sure you've got it, like I said before, it would probably be best if it had 2 of those clamps, just so the tin doesn't swing around or a little breeze catch it and come off and then it becomes a flying missile or something like that. But yeah, definitely with that 10-foot, there's where I keep the 2 just stuck in that wire on the trailer there. The one that gives you a 6-foot extension, and then the 10-footer, the one I had in there. But yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to put a lot of weight or anything too heavy on that 10-foot extension for sure. It works best as you see it right there with just the little crane itself without having to put the extensions. But the extension will allow you to get out there. If you had something, honestly, I probably won't use that too often. More so using it as you see it right there. But yeah, you can see the little base there that I welded the metal to like I said, I bought that for like 85 bucks, I think, on eBay. But anyway, I just wanted to mainly show you how I had upgraded it to allow now to grab it with both forks rather than one. And alright, well, I appreciate you joining me, and thanks for checking it out, and hit that like and subscribe, and catch you on the next one. Thanks.